Stevie Shells here. Y'all remember this guy? Franklin could count by twos and tie his shoes, but he couldn't go a single day without sucking the fun out of everything. So I'm a dad, made some offspring, love them or whatever. And one of the cool things about that is I get to share some of the childhood programming I grew up with my kids. Some of the shows from my childhood absolutely schlap, but some, which brings me to this son of a. What's really cool about this show is that my opinion hasn't changed since I was a child. Love the show, hate the turtle. This dude is a prime example of how we should not behave as humanoid turtles. I mean, look at the Ninja Turtles. Those are good humanoid turtles. Eat pizza, fight crime, sick crossovers. So you might be asking, well, why does Franklin suck? I actually took the liberty of making a list. To kick off the list, we're gonna start Franklin is a bad friend, Franklin is a bad son, and I'm pretty sure he invented gaslighting. To support my claims, I will be presenting evidence from season 1, and only the first half of season 1, for a couple reasons. One, I only bought season 1. The second reason is I already watched the whole thing with my daughter, but then I had to rewatch it to make a video about it, you know? So rewatching it, I just couldn't make it through the full season. I stopped halfway. So we're doing the first half. And with that, for the love of God, if you enjoy any part of this, just subscribe. I need a minivan. That's my shtick. I need a minivan button instead of subscribe button. Is it funny? Is that funny? Before we jump into episode 1, let's just make it clear. Theme song, 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. Great instrumentation, great lyrics, great message, just wholesome all around. But also, a warning, perhaps? Hey, it's Franklin, coming to your house. Yeah, a little creepy, right? So episode 1, which is broken into 2 parts, 1A, 1B. There's like 2 episodes per episode. I just shut up. For my first pieces of evidence, and yes, I will only be presenting things that support my argument, because I am smart. So episode 1 is all about his friends playing soccer, and Franklin can't kick a soccer ball, which is fine. We've all been there, you know, soccer's a little wacky. Plus, he's a turtle with big old turtle feet. It opens up with Franklin at the breakfast table with his parents talking about how soccer's not fun and it sucks because they haven't won a game, which you're like, well, yeah, dude, you just told us you can't kick a ball. So how are you soccering? But also, you're a turtle on 2 feet? Maybe appreciate the gift that turtle god gave you? Okay? So right there, unappreciative. Add it to the list. He doesn't appreciate the gift he was given of being able to walk and talk and be a turtle, okay? But you know who is appreciative? Goose. Let's cut to Goose. Goose also sucks at the game. She's on defense and she keeps catching the ball. You're not supposed to catch the ball when you're on defense. That's what soccer rules say. But here's the main difference. Goose doesn't complain. Goose is like, oh, jeez. So whatever, the whole episode goes on. They're learning to make their weaknesses their strengths or whatever. And they wind up scoring a goal. They still lost, but that doesn't matter. Franklin walks in with his freaking participation medal, and he's all excited that they scored a goal. Overall, not a bad start. However, episode 1B, there's one being who doesn't want to be here. It's me. So 1B is about Franklin wanting a pet. It opens up with Franklin, who's talking to his stuffed animal, which I imagine there's like a trapped soul in there. He's playing with this thing, and his friends roll up, and they have treats, like real animal treats for like animals. And Franklin's smooth brain thinks they're for his stuffed animal. It's rare that I would agree with Beaver, but Beaver's like, no, bro, these are real treats for like real animals, which makes sense. But being dumb's not a crime, so we'll just leave that off the list, but he's pretty freaking dumb. Anyway, Franklin catches a glimpse of a real dog in a window at a pet shop and immediately forgets about his little stuffed animal that he loved a minute ago. Franklin goes to his parents saying he wants a pet. His parents hit him with a, well, think about it, eh? Franklin's parents don't talk like that. They talk slower because they're turtles. So Franklin decides he's going to go to all of his friends and tell him he's getting a pet, even though his parents didn't say yes. So we're going to pull up that list again. We're going to slap liar on it. Big old fat liar. So now, naturally, all of his friends think he's getting a pet, right? You know, because he told them. So now as he's linking up with his friends, one by one, they're suggesting pets he could get, you know? And he's like, I'm gonna find the worst thing in every single one of those pets. Just knocking them down. They come and they're like, oh, Franklin, wouldn't this be a good suggestion? He's like, nah, pet sucks, dude. Fuck yo, pet. He's finding the worst in all the pets. So we can add like cynical and pessimistic to the list, but I don't know if those are the right words, and they're hard to spell. So we're gonna leave them off the list, but keep it right there. Can you hear that in the mic? So after all the hype settles in about the pet, Franklin just starts the campaign of guilt-tripping his parents into getting the pet. He claims he'll be good at raising a pet because his stuffed animal's good. Look at my stuffed animal, it's alive. It's not real, my guy. So whatever, long story short, Franklin's parents are weak, they get him a fish, which he abuses later. Yeah, we'll get to that. Moving on, episode 2A, we're not going to talk about it much. It's about his best friend's birthday that he almost misses. Not worth talking about because that's standard Franklin behavior. The whole thing is he tells his mom he's not going to be late to Bear's party, proceeds to get distracted by everything between his house and Bear's, and I'm pretty sure Bear's his neighbor. He literally walks in just before they say happy birthday, so whatever. On to 2B. Episode 2B is Franklin's bad day or something, which should just be the title of every episode, to be honest, you know? So it opens up, it's a snowy day, and Franklin's just pissed at the world, you know? He's just so mad at Turtle God for giving him the gift of speech and bipedalism? Bipedalism? Is that the gift of walking on 2 feet? He's a turtle. They don't do that. Do they do that? I'm not going to Google it, so I need to trust that you're not going to Google it either. Just don't. Turtles are 4-leggies. Quad walkers. The point is, Franklin, big mad. All right? It's snowing outside, ice cold. He's in his nice warm house. I mean, how much worse does it get, right, Frankie boy? He's at his breakfast table. He's got his favorite mug with his drink, and he's got his cereal bowl. He's all, hate my cereal, dude. So his dad's like, hey, man, you don't like your breakfast? No problem. Take mine. Now, based on the small amount of information you have on Franklin thus far, what do you think he does? If you guess throw a piss fit, knock your favorite cup on the ground, and it shatters into a million pieces, you're correct. And bonus points if you said he claims it's not his fault.
It's not my fault.
Bring the list back up. Add disrespectful and ungrateful to the list. It just cuts to Bear, who's stoked on life. He's like, I'm a bear and I'm speaking and this is amazing. And then Franklin is just pissing anger. Literally all the friends having a good time. Even suck-ass Beaver's having a good time. And Franklin's just,
This is the worstest day in the world.
just whining. So anyway, he comes home, throws all of his wet stuff on the ground, and that's it. That's the episode. Okay, so now episode 3A, which is about the school or school bus or something. I'm gonna make this one super quick. Franklin wakes his parents up stupid early. His parents are panicking. Oh my gosh, we're late. They realize what time it is. They're like, hey, Franklin, man, it's not school time yet. He gaslights his mom into apologizing.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, honey.
That's it. I know gaslighting's already on the list, but pull up the list. Put Gaslighty on there, because like that's his general vibe. He's just a little, you know? There's more to the episode, but I just feel my blood pressure rising. I gotta cook through this and just be done with it. I shouldn't have made this video. I shouldn't make this. I should stop. Episode 3B, titled Lost. The episode, you can guess, is about getting lost. Franklin's mom says, hey bro, don't go in the woods, all right? Franklin, the good son, which was on the top of the list, remember that? Yeah, he says, don't worry mom, I won't do that. Can you guess where Franklin goes? I'll give you a second. The woods. Pull up the list, add Disobedient. For the whole episode's about Franklin getting lost, his parents having a freaking aneurysm trying to find him, and then his parents find him and they hug and forgive him like the spineless reptiles they are. Reptiles definitely have spines, right? Wait, snakes. Are snakes reptiles? Do snakes have spines? Do they? Moving on to episode 4A, which is about sleepover with Bear. We like Bear. Bear's cool. But that's why this episode upsets me, because he's just not nice to Bear. Franklin asked Bear to sleep over. Bear's dad kind of makes it weird.
Something tells me there won't be much sleeping going on.
Not really sure what he's implying. In the background, maybe Bear's getting a little homesick, right? Franklin, Bear's best friend, attempts to console him.
You're not gonna get homesick and go home or anything, are you?
What a great guy. Bear's really having a tough time as the night rolls on, you know? So Franklin continues to show the compassion we saw before.
Go home? We just started the sleep part of the sleepover. You can't go home now, Bear.
What a great turtle. So at this point, Bear's having a tough time. You know, he's understandably shaken. His friend kind of sucks. And then Franklin just tries one more time and goes, hey man, I let you hug my stuffed animal. I let you drink water. I can't believe you want to leave. Bear toughens up and he winds up staying the night because of how kind Franklin was to him. Nah, just kidding. He called his dad and his dad fixed it. We're wrapping up the list, but just open up the list, put toxic on there. He's a toxic friend. Episode 4B does not support my points enough, so we're gonna skip it. But 5A does. It opens up with Franklin building a sandcastle while his friends play baseball right next to him. And Franklin whining to his friends that they're interrupting his play. And they respond, well, hey man, that wouldn't be happening if you just, played with us, played with your friends that you're at the park with. And Sir Franklin the Reasonable responds with,
I'm busy building my castle.
Episode rolls on, Beaver rolls up on a friggin' bike, no training wheels. And Franklin's like, so Frankie boy rushes home to interrupt his mom who's in the middle of some yard work to say, hey mom, you gotta take off my training wheels. And mom says, yeah, sure, no problem. Let me just finish this. He cuts her off, says, no! So whatever, he whines and his mom caves. There's like this adage that's like, you shouldn't be mad at a kid for sucking, you should be mad at the parents. It checks out a lot of the time in this show. So whatever, mom caves, she stops working, takes the wheels off his bike, sends him on his way, and he crashes. He crashes. And he handles the crash appropriately.
I'll never be able to ride without training wheels. Never!
Dramatic. Let's add dramatic to the list. Later in the episode, Franklin's out and about shopping with his mom or whatever, and all the friends roll up without training wheels, which is awesome. And Franklin hides. And the whole episode, Franklin's just avoiding his friends. So later, he tries again. And surprise, surprise, he still sucks. You don't just get good at something by whining about it. You gotta do it. The difference this time is when he fails, he responds much better.
It's easy for everyone else. It's too hard for me.
Yo, my heart rate is hella up. I'm not even kidding. This is wild. We gotta finish this up. I might not make it. Episode 5B is... Messy. Messy's the episode. God, this one pisses me off too. Oh, I get mad at everything. Am I like Franklin? Oh, no. Am I Franklin? Is that why I hate this? So this whole episode's about Franklin living in a mess and then not being able to find the things he wants and then kind of just bitching at his mom about it.
Mom, where's my leg armor?
It's awesome. I'm gonna make it brief. Start out, dude can't find a piece of his armor. So what does he do? He trashes his dad's recycling and then make new armor instead of finding what he was looking for. Now he's looking for his sword, can't find it, yells at his mom.
Mom!
Finally, after all of this, he links up with his friends with a freaking carrot because he couldn't find his sword. His friends laugh at him for having a carrot instead of a sword, which, like, yeah. And he arrives just in time for the rain to start, which is kind of awesome. But his friends are cool. They all say, oh, let's go play some board games at Franklin's. So they get to Franklin's to play board games, and guess what? He's missing all the pieces. Who could have guessed? So Franklin goes to try and find the pieces, and guess who jumps up to help? Bear. He's a good one. He's a good guy. So as they're throwing all the toys, stuff's going by Goose's head, and Goose is like, hey, that's my puzzle piece you said you didn't have. That's my puzzle piece you lost. That's a puzzle piece. And she's all like, hey, you told me you didn't have this, dude. You definitely have my other puzzle piece. We gotta go find that. So Goose goes to look for the puzzle piece, and who goes to help? Bear. And Franklin has the gall to whine about it.
Oh.
This turtle kid sucks. The rain clears up and the kids want to go outside and play, you know, like kids do. Franklin goes to join him and Goose stops him and says, no, you're gonna find the puzzle piece you lost. You're gonna find my toy. Which, good. Somebody's gotta put this kid in his place, dude. You can't be a sucky turtle. You gotta be a good turtle. You're an example for all other turtles that might want to walk one day, dude. Franklin, of course, as always, has a very reasonable response to Goose.
This isn't fair.
The episode rolls on. Franklin's parents make him clean the room. He assaults the fish. He assaults his mom. Franklin's a no good, dirty, freaking rotten pig stealing turtle. I actually can't do this anymore. I'm not joking for that. I cannot. Like, there's 2 more half episodes, like 6A, 6B. I'm not talking about them. Episode 6A is called Fibs. Yeah, we know. You're a liar. We already have that on the list. And 6B is titled Blanket, which is what I need. I'm going to go crawl into my bed and turn today off. Like, this was a dumb idea. So anyway, to wrap it up, show's pretty good. Franklin as a turtle, he's a whining example of what not to... a whining example of what not to be. Oh, that kind of worked, though. Instead of a shining example, he's whiny. You get it? That's it. Share with your geriatric friends and make sure you like it and hit the minivan button because I need a minivan. Okay, pumpkin. Okay. Bye-bye now.